You clicked for casualty numbers. You're getting something bigger, a map of a failing operation. We're breaking down which Russian assets are vanishing fastest, and why that pattern points to a command and logistics fracture you can't fix with manpower. Stay with me as we track artillery tubes, armor, and drones, system by system, and read the battlefield like a pulse monitor. By the end, you'll see why the losses aren't random spikes. They're a steady bleed that chokes tempo, kills initiative, and starves any offensive before it starts. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. If the casualty graph looks like a heartbeat, why are Russia's artillery and armor spikes flattening into a flat line? If the pulse is still there, why does the pressure drop when guns and IFVs take the hits? Ask what the chart is actually telling you. This is the story of a kill chain that doesn't connect. Find, fix, finish, exploit, assess. When the links hold, a spotter cues guns, guns break a position, armor rolls through, and command tallies results to set the next strike. When the links fail, the whole attack turns into noise. Ukraine's new loss lines point right at the gaps. On paper, Russia pushes mass. Plenty of tubes. Plenty of tracks. Plenty of bodies. But the clusters where artillery and infantry fighting vehicles keep burning out tell you where the chain snaps. The finish phase needs accurate, timed fire. The exploit phase needs clean handoffs so armor moves the moment shells land. Miss that timing, and steel sits. Crews hesitate. Windows close. Start with tubes. Lose barrels and you lose speed. Counter-battery fire slows, which means Russian guns that fire first can't shut down the guns that fire back. The OODA loop stalls. Fewer tubes equal slower suppression and longer exposure windows, so every battery that shoots stays lit longer on the battlefield and stays under threat for the next volley. That delay compounds hour by hour. Meanwhile, drones shrink the map. A cheap quadcopter spots a muzzle flash, a longer-range drone rides a grid line and logs a battery's pattern. That sensor net shortens Ukraine's kill chain and widens reach at the same time. Once a dispersed gun line is tagged, distance stops being cover. Batteries jump to new heights, but the net keeps writing their signatures, and the next fire mission arrives before the move is complete. Armor needs rhythm. The classic assault runs behind a rolling barrage, with guns walking rounds forward, then infantry and IFVs closing the gap, then tanks punching through. Take away the reliable guns and the rhythm dies. The barrage stutters. IFVs nose forward into a zone with live at teams and loitering munitions waiting. Without that curtain of blast and smoke, an armored column becomes exposed steel moving through mapped kill lanes. Then there is command and control. Radios, EW vans, fire direction centers. When those nodes go offline, the eyes can't talk to the guns, and the guns can't talk to the tracks. Fire missions queue up but don't land in sequence. Jammers switch on at the wrong time. Units call for smoke and get silence. That isn't just friction. It's a coherence problem that multiplies all other losses. Contrast the two tempos. Ukraine pairs cheap ISR with precision fires. Time to kill collapses from minutes to a burst of seconds and a grid. Russia's model leans on synchronized timing across mass, scouts, guns, armor, engineers. That orchestra needs a conductor and a clock. Cut the comms and smash the tubes and you don't just lower volume. You lose the beat. So the spike in destroyed artillery and IFVs is not random attrition. It's the signature of a severed kill chain. Guns unsynced from sensors. Armor uncoupled from barrages. Offense turns into a static grind where gains cost more and buy less. Units throw weight at the line, but without finish and exploit, the weight splashes and settles. Now let's zoom in on the categories that bleed fastest, tubes, tracks, and the crews and drones that make them lethal, and see how each loss slows tempo from the first shot to the last bound. Which losses cut deeper than troop counts? The ones that take years to rebuild, artillery crews, armor teams, and the specialized kit that makes them lethal. If you want to know where a force is bleeding out, you watch who leaves the line and what tools vanish with them. Start with the three categories that show steady damage. Tube artillery. Armored fighting vehicles. Tactical UAVs. Each one is a pillar. Remove one and the other two start to shake. Remove two and the whole front sags. You can replace bodies and weld new hulls. You can't conjure seasoned crews or a live sensor grid. Training pipelines can fill seats, but they can't replace the hours under fire that teach a fire direction chief how to shave dispersion or a drone operator how to read ground clutter. That lag shows up on the map long before it shows up in headcounts. Artillery is more than barrels and shells. Veteran gun lines carry math in their bones. They hold wind calls, fuse settings, and the tiny corrections that keep rounds on a tight pattern. Fire direction centers choreograph that dance, deconflict airspace, assign guns, manage counter-battery risk. When those teams go down, the battery still shoots, but the groups widen, the shoot and scoot slows, and counter-battery drills turn from reflex to guesswork. The result is fewer clean kills and longer exposure after every mission. Armor lives or dies on timing. IFVs and MBTs move when infantry is set, smoke is thick, and drones watch the flanks. Strip drone overwatch and coordination, and vehicles roll into pre-sighted kill boxes. A burning IFV often means a commander and gunner lost, two of the hardest seats to refill, because they hold the playbook for bounding, suppressing, and calling immediate smoke the instant a net team pings them. One destroyed hull becomes a missing brain trust at the next breach. Now the UAVs. Tactical drones tie the network together. They cue guns, mark obstacles, and catch the small tells, fresh tracks, a new trench line, an engine heat bloom. Attrition in that fleet means artillery fires blind or late. Recon slows, or worse, it goes manned and loud. Patrols push into contact without a live feed, and every step takes longer because every corner could hide a launcher. That is how hours bleed into days. The effects stack. When drones drop, artillery loses eyes and hit quality falls. When artillery underperforms, armor loses its cover and speed. When armor stalls, infantry takes the hit in open ground. That cascade is simple, but it bites hard, and it repeats until units adjust or break. Industry can weld steel fast. Crews are slow. Instructors can push a new class through gunnery, but the skill density in a battalion thins when the veterans leave. Platoons rotate with green leaders, fewer JTAC equivalent skill sets, and less confidence to do fast handoffs under fire. You see it in clumsy spacing, late smoke, and radio nets that stack requests instead of clearing fires in sequence. This pattern, guns, tracks, drones, shows a force losing the people who make steel decisive. Every new assault starts with less rhythm than the last. You might see more vehicles at the start line, but fewer will cross the phase line on time, and fewer still will hold ground once counterattacks test their comms and fires. So what changes in the coming months? Watch logistics and command. If the drone pipeline stays thin, if artillery schools can't rebuild fire direction depth, and if armor units rotate without seasoned commanders, tempo will sag on contact and recovery windows will stretch. Now follow the supply roads, the repair yards, and the signal nodes that hold the line together. Steel can be replaced. Timing cannot. Sensors cannot. Crew skill cannot. That's the gap these lost lines expose, a force that can ship hulls but can't rebuild the rhythm that makes steel bite. If you track modern warfare beyond headlines, subscribe and comment your choice below. What hurts an offensive more in the medium term, lost tubes, lost drones, or lost crews? Comment your choice below. Subscribe and join a community that seeks to understand the realities of modern conflict. Watch the tempo. When the guns go quiet and the armor crawls, the offensive is already over. And when recovery windows stretch, even gains start to feel like delays.